All right, we're going to keep it going with this. We are taking it to the DMV, my hometown. Get ready for this next poet? Give it up for Vanessa.
Hey, hey. What's up, everybody? This poem was inspired by all of the crazy injustice and crazy things that are happening in the world. It's called The Injustice, so I hope you guys can feel it. It was a calm spring day. Thought it was supposed to be a good day. In fact, all were ready to celebrate. And then I blink. Eyes closed, I look up just in time to witness a crime. A man who's so wrong being treated like a cold-blooded criminal. He's surrounded, outnumbered, feeling encumbered, but maintaining his cool. Sad story. It's the same story, sad story. He's done nothing wrong story. They had it out for him all along story. These men were put in place to provide protection, and their defection of decency is despicable. We were told things would be this way, but that doesn't make it easy. Stomach now queasy. This man has already seen what seems to be the same scene play out, and yet he stands there so serene as they decide to put him under arrest. The situation's about to turn grim, and the only crime he's guilty of is being him. Tension building like a tightrope about to snap. I step back. This makes no sense. He's committed no offense. These men are abusing their authority. The imperfection in this justice system is prevailing, and it's failing him perfectly. I wanted to come to his rescue, but I couldn't. I wanted to beg them to let him go, but they wouldn't. At first, it was just harsh words, but it quickly escalated. His body blistered black and blue, face bloody. He can't breathe. This hurts to watch. And then, to my surprise, I realized I recognize him. Something I'll never forget. I watched him get accused, bruised, and abused, and now his life is slipping away right in front of his own father. Wishing this was all a daydream, my vision now blurry as the saline starts building in my eyes. I blink. My focus now fixed on his father. Looking at his cherished son with jaws and fists clenched, a mix of anger and pain painted on his face like a mural. Still in a dignified way, he shows restraint. Can you see it? Do you smell the anguish in the air like an unrelenting stench as this father is drenched in agony? Is this the same scene we've seen played out a dozen different ways on a dozen different days? Is this going to be two more parents that sadly see their son gone too soon? I blink. Eyes open, fixed back on the victim. Now his beat up body hangs there, fresh blood still dripping down his arms like candle wax. His earthly mother begins to collapse. It hurts, but he knows he's doing exactly what he should. Side pierced, nails ran through his hands and feet as if they were scraps of wood. He drinks the sour wine, and now he knows he's fulfilled all he's promised. He looks up to the sky and cries, "It's been accomplished." He exhales and dies. I blink. Eyes open back to the present, where the ransom is a precious present that was presented on our behalf. That was a painful picture I had to paint you, but I was trying to find a way to make it relatable. Because admittedly, there was a time that I didn't really get the high price of Jehovah's sacrifice. I used to think to myself, but he knew he was going to bring him back in just 3 days. What's the big deal? At the time, I was too immature to comprehend how hard that was for Jehovah to endure. And then I grew up. And one day as I was spiritually feeding on my Bible reading, the events of Nicene 14, I took out the name Jesus and replaced it with the name Ellen. You see, I'm not a parent, but I have one. And it was at that moment when I pictured my mother spat at, punched on, her back looking like someone opened my shredder and dangled the crumpled pieces of paper from her shoulders, only that was her skin. And then someone telling me I have the power to bring this to an end. But my job is to sit there on my front row seat and watch. No wonder the sky got dark as midnight, although it was noon. No wonder the earth began to shake into such a violent quake that corpses were hewn out of their tombs. The curtain to the most holy ripped in half. At the same time, Jehovah's heart did. Have you ever punched a wall instead of punching the person who upset you? Jehovah's reply was to darken the lights of the sky instead of darkening the lights of those who killed his firstborn. Why? He did it for us. So with this reflective perspective in mind, when we witness the pain of those unfairly slain in this defective world because of injustice, we can know that Jehovah is in just as much pain as us. It's true. He knows what it's like to be hated and berated just for being you. He knows what it's like to watch his son die a victim of a broken system. And the most mind-blowing part is that he didn't have to go through it. Unlike so many powerless people we see, he had a choice. He chose pain for us. And now we must choose to take comfort in him. So the next time you hear an unfair news report that really strikes a nerve, take comfort in knowing that Jehovah willingly put himself through that same pain first, because that's the kind of God we serve.
Oh my God.
Oh my.
What?
She just acted a whole.
Vanessa! Acted a whole.
I cannot. Oh my God, Vanessa.
So you still need a hand covering you.
Wow.
Very nice.
Whole congregation Bible study right there.
What?